Welcome, folks. Welcome back to Cats and Conspiracies. You can call me Cats, and I am here once again to rant things out with you guys. Um, there seems to be a lot going on at the minute with terrible films. Anything modern just doesn't work for me, I'm afraid. It's very, very rare, extremely rare, that I find a modern film which I can enjoy. And generally, those films are either foreign or independent, small films that nobody has discovered. And that's what I do on this page. Aside from ranting about the state of the modern world and modern cinema, I hunt out little hidden gems that you may or may not know about. And I talk about those films and I recommend them to you in the hope that you will go and get some kind of enjoyment out of them, unlike everything that is going on in modern Hollywood today. This right there is what I'm going to rave about today. And yeah, I know this isn't exactly a hidden gem because it was quite mainstream. But the thing I was very surprised about was when I talk about this film, how many people haven't seen it. And I've got a mate of mine, and I'm always battering him with recommendations for films, and he does to me as well. And I keep recommending this one to him, and he just hasn't seen it, and he hasn't heard of it, and he almost knows nothing about it. So I am going to force him, Clockwork Orange style, to watch this film at some point. We uh, we hate watch films, me and my mate, which is the only way that I can watch any kind of modern cinema at the minute. And the other day, what did we hate watch? We hate watched Twisters. It was awful. Yeah, it was terrible. These legacy sequels, I'm fully convinced, are purely just to destroy the things that we loved. I don't think there's any artistic merit behind them whatsoever. I think they just want to take everything we ever loved and destroy it. Um, as Tolkien wrote, evil cannot create, it only knows how to destroy. And I think that's where we're at now. We are in a spiritual battle between darkness and light, good and evil. And evil is trying to destroy everything we ever loved. And yeah, Twisters made zero sense. There was no plot to the film whatsoever. And I think we had to watch it in two settings because it was just so tedious. And I actually said to my mate, when we were about three-quarters of the way through, I was like, what is actually going on? What is the purpose of this film? Because none of this makes sense. Okay, I get the guy who's chasing tornadoes, filming it, putting it on YouTube. That's kind of cool. All right. Yeah, fair enough. I think you'd probably be dead. I don't think little drill bits on the side of your vehicle that would drill 12 inches down would stop a car getting ripped out of the ground and into the air when these tornadoes were picking up buildings, like they were made of paper. So I don't think that would do anything. But my other issues, I'm going off on a tangent now. My other issues with Twisters was okay, everything that she was trying to do, all right. She was trying to drive into these things, trying to put all these gadgets into these things, and I just went one word: drones, remote control cars to take the things in. You don't need to be anywhere near it. You could be 100 miles away. Totally don't need to get involved whatsoever. But yeah, awful film, terrible. We hate watched Jurassic World Regurgitation, whatever the hell it was the other day. Again, a film that made absolutely no sense and did not even need to exist. Complete insanity. And the funny thing was, there was another mate of ours there, and he was actually watching it. And he said later on, he was like, God, we mentioned about Jurassic World. And he went, was that a Jurassic Park type film? I said, well, another one of these legacy sequels. And he went, oh my God. He said, I didn't even realize it was. He said, I just thought it was another one of your terrible films that you watch. So there you go. We had a bit of a normie in the room, and he didn't even know that it was part of the Jurassic World thing. Yeah, it made no sense. That film made no sense at all. So yeah, I hate watched Jurassic World, and again, so much of it didn't make any sense whatsoever. So you're telling me there's yet another island that all these dinosaurs have gone back to, um, and there's, from one overhead shot, there seem to be hundreds of the big ones, diplodocus, whatever the hell they were supposed to be. There was hundreds of them. I'm just like, how much food would these things need to eat to sustain themselves? There was apparently the plot point of they were trying to get DNA from one dinosaur in the water, one on land, and one in the air. And I'm like, why? No reason, just because we want to. And they were like, yeah, dinosaurs don't get heart disease. And I'm like, well, they're what, technically, if we actually believe that these things were real and they're running around, they don't. Maybe because they're animals that live like constantly, they're exercising, they're running around. Maybe they're just healthy, you know. The reason humans get heart disease, and it's our number one killer, is because most of us live pretty unhealthy lives. Even the ones of us that think we're living really healthy lives are probably still living fairly unhealthy lives with the food they consume. Um, that is the reason that humans get heart disease, not some sort of genetic defect. So yeah, another awful, terrible film. One of the things that's really killing me with modern cinema, it's really, really killing me, is how I don't, for some reason, modern phones in films don't work for me. And I can't yet figure out why it is. And I don't know if it's just everything to do with this modern world is just so sterilized. And when I see something that reminds me of the modern world, it doesn't invoke emotion in me. I'm not quite sure exactly what it is, but there is just something non-magical about modern phones, about smartphones in films. When I see a horror film and a smartphone rings in it, I don't know, it takes me out the film. And I'm not quite sure exactly why. So there's several ways that these films are coming at this from. Some of them are just including the phones. Then you've got others, and this drives me crazy. They are on some kind of horror film. They're off in the woods. They're going camping, some horror location, whatever it is. And the film, basically, the plot is not going to work if phones are a thing in this film, because you just call for help. So very early on, they have to drop in, oh, there's no phone signal. So it's really obvious, and it'll be like, oh, let me just make a call. And it's so quick because they know they need to just tick this off the list. Right, let the audience know there's no phone signal. So they're like, oh, there's no phone signal. Oh well, I'll never check that again. And that's it. You never see it checked at the end of the film. It's like, right, we just need to quickly drop this in, guys. There's no phone signal, and then that's it. It's done. So you have that, and that really, really just again takes me out of the film, because straight away it tells me I'm watching a film. As soon as I see it, and I actually did a whole montage, I put a load of clips together. Every time I saw one, I just filmed the screen. And it did not take me long to get a whole load of clips of films where they're just dropping this mobile phone thing in. Then you've got the other one, which is really irritating me as well. In order to try and get away from the phone thing, they're setting films in the past. So they're setting films in the 90s, in the 80s, and things like that, where phones were not as prevalent and people didn't have them. And that's bugging me as well. It's almost like these films can't exist in the modern world now because the technology we have doesn't allow them to exist. So there's my rant about that. It really does annoy me. So do you know what? I just can't stand it. Do you know what I can stand? Do you know what I do love? This film right here, Prisoners. Okay, this is a film that needs to be watched. The normies will hate this. They won't like it at all. Which is strange, because I'm hearing this this modern film, Weapons. I hate the title. I hate the film. I've not seen it. I'm never going to watch it. I don't like it at all. I just cannot stand this pretentious modern filmmaking. Yes, I'm sure everyone out there is loving Weapons, but I'm not going to love it. And I know there's things in it that are going to take me straight out of the film. And when I see things, again, things that take me out of the film, or things that are crowbarred into it. So when I see certain demographics, certain sexualities crowbarred into a film that have no other reason for being there other than we need to tick those DEI boxes, it takes me out the film. And why is that? Because it reminds me that what I'm watching is like a crafted thing. We have to drop these certain things in it. And as soon as I see it, I'm reminded I'm watching a film. I don't want to be reminded of that. I want to feel that I'm seeing a glimpse into a window into another world, another universe where this story is unfolding. Just started watching another film, actually. It's a foreign film. I think it's Spanish. Heard about it ages ago. I know nothing about the plot because I purposefully chose not to read about it. And it's a bit of a boring title. It's just called The Coffee Table. Just started watching it, and yeah, I was warned of a shocking scene, and I think I may have seen it already. I had to stop watching it after about 20 minutes. It's a bit late for me. I was getting to bed. So I've got that to watch at the minute. And while I was watching it, I couldn't help but think. I felt so much. I was just watching people go about their lives. They were having these mundane conversations. Life seemed very normal. There were modern phones in it, unfortunately, which as soon as I saw it, especially as one of them had like blood on the front of it, again, I struggle with it a little bit, but I'm going to give it a chance and see what happens. Prisoners, getting back to Prisoners. People are comparing this Weapons film to Prisoners, and I know for a fact, without even seeing Weapons, I hate this title, Prisoners is a superior film. This is not a film for normies. They're not going to enjoy it. It's far too slow. When I first watched it, I actually watched it through twice because I enjoyed it so much. And there is so many things on a second viewing that you're going to catch with this film. Even now, like third, fourth viewings, there are things you're going to see because there are so many plot points. There's a lot of red herrings in this film going on. When I first watched it, I think I was trying to describe it to people. I was saying, do you know what? The grittiness, the dirtiness, the rain, dirt, the darkness, the gloominess, the hopelessness, it reminded me of old school thrillers like Silence of the Lambs. That darkness, like Seven, the darkness and the hopelessness, and the realness of these films. That's what Prisoners remind me of. And I just can't understand how there seems to be such a lack of love for Prisoners, because this is up there. Okay, this film has been completely overlooked and underrated, and I just don't understand how. I think there was something else around the same time which might have taken attention away from this film. But again, I just don't think this is going to work for the normies. I don't think they're going to enjoy it. They want to see the flashing dinosaurs with the bright colors up on the screen. They're not going to work. This isn't going to work with them. There is too much depth, and darkness and thought involved. But you've got Hugh Jackman here. You've got Jake Gyllenhaal. Hugh Jackman is the father of one of the girls in this. And initially, when I saw Jake Gyllenhaal cast as the detective in this, my first thought was like, God, he seems too young. He seems too young to play that like gritty detective. But I think it actually works in his favor here as he's a detective who's, he's trying to make something of himself. And this case clearly affects him. And I love the stress that unfolds in this film. So just to give you a quick run by, 2 girls go missing, okay? They just completely vanish off the face of the earth. Jake Gyllenhaal comes in as a detective. He's checking everybody out. There are so many characters in this film who seem suspicious. One in particular who's very early shown on screen, and Hugh Jackman is convinced, absolutely convinced, that he's involved because of something that he says to Hugh Jackman. And Jake Gyllenhaal can't get anything on this guy. They take him in, they interview him. There's nothing there. And it also it transpires that he's quite a simple guy as well. So they've got that working against them as well. But this is a film that needs to be watched and not explained to you. You need to go in as dark as possible. But if you are looking for that gritty detective mystery, red herrings, race against the clock, finding these girls, this is the film for you. I don't understand. There is not more love for this film. In fact, I'd say ping on over to IMDb and have a look at the reviews. I haven't even looked, but I can guarantee Go and have a look over there. I would think people are loving this film. They're raving about it. You will not get enough with one watch. This is a film that requires second, third, fourth viewings, and I think if you watch it, you're very likely to want to pass this on to your friends. So it's going to be quite easy for you to get other watches in. It's such a tense film, very, very much a slow burn, and it's almost like one of those films where you almost feel like there's no winners in this film. There are no winners in this film. It's everybody's fighting their own demons and has their own battles. The only thing if I had, it's not even a negative, but there's just one bit at the end of the film. Knowing what one of these characters is like, knowing this particular character is quite a tough dude. There's just one bit where you think, I just feel he may have handled that differently. I don't know if, obviously, it needed to happen for the next plot point, but I just feel like he, in that situation, may have done something different. He may not have been subdued quite so easily. Now, for anybody saying the end of this film is open-ended or anything like that, it isn't, all right? It isn't. Nothing more needs to be told after what is revealed near the end, okay? You need to keep your ears open. This is not a film you can watch in the background while you're playing on your phone. You need to be paying attention to this film, because what happens right at the end, all right, you don't see everything, but you can figure out what happens next. It ties everything together, and you can see that there is a nice ending there. It's not open-ended. There is an ending. So there you go, guys. Bit of a rant today about all sorts of things. Modern cinema sucks. I don't care. Hate me for it. I don't mind. I don't like it. I think the bar now has been set so ridiculously low that people are celebrating mediocrity. No doubt I'll see this weapons thing at some point, but I already know the plot and I already know the so-called spoiler, and it just sounds terrible. And the forced DEI stuff in is going to take me straight out of it as well. So there you go, guys. Go and watch Prisoners, and I can guarantee you will enjoy that more than Weapons or anything else that is in the cinema right now. Until next time, until my next rant, take care, enjoy, see you again soon.